can take stuff and resell
Right.
it.
Right. Yeah. He's got a whole intake collection that's worth a little bit of money, not much, something. And he should have some blocks and stuff. So
All right, hold on. I got to take this. I want to tell people on YouTube I restarted the feed. There were a bunch of phantom feeds up there for experiment I did earlier. There will be one feed from here on out, 1034. So just tune into that one. The other ones are gone, and I'm sorry about that mix-up. I should never experiment 15 minutes before the show, and I usually say I didn't touch anything, and I did touch something, okay? Besides touching myself before I start the show, I sometimes touch equipment.
This dude's got to go request a writ of execution,
Yes,
though. I mean, I
that's
don't know
right.
why he possibly wouldn't get one now. And when you go in to request that from the judge or your attorney does, they should bring up this guy's got, out-of-state freaking judgments as well. I mean, just let the judge know this guy's just a bum.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We will do something about this one. This guy, Rod, sounds like he wants to go for it, so we're going to do that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Of course, this is the Troubleshooter Show. You can always call 303-MARTINO. And I want to remind you of K&H Painting Pros, part of K&H Home Solutions. They now have painters you can rely on. People get a lot of painting done during the spring, summer, and early fall, so call them, khwindows.com.
Yep.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
From the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Takis Fuego meal.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well, other than construction work here and there. I-70 heading west of E470 westbound is backing up a little bit. That's all road work, as well as, of course, Highway 85 up into Brighton. There, Bromley Lane's been backed up for northbounders. Penya's running a little heavy coming out of the airport. 270's been jamming. The ramp coming off of eastbound 270 to eastbound 70 is backed up. It looks a little suspicious. We're checking for a possible problem there. I-25, as you're coming in and out of downtown, is a little sluggish also. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Wendy's new Takis Fuego meal is here with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich and small Fuego fries inspired by Takis Fuego chips with a 1-ounce Takis Fuego bag and a drink. Grab yours today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's while supplies last. Takis and Fuego are used under license.
The heat is on, and I mean the heat where your air conditioner strains to keep up. Now, of course, there are some things you can do, like even out the air in your home. Just evening out the air temperatures helps. QC Colorado, Quiet Cool Colorado, the whole house fan does that. QCcolorado.com. Not only does it even out temperatures, but on cooler mornings or evenings, you can use it in place of air conditioning. Another thing, if you're leaving for work all day, you don't have to leave the air on at all. Your house can get as hot as you want it to get as long as you don't have pets in it. And then when you get home, you can cool it down in about 10 minutes with the whole house fan. So there are many uses for the whole house fan, but first you have to have one to use it. QCcolorado.com, 303-800-3419, 303-800-3419.
John Clace,
Thank you.
The bank, CMG Mortgage. Go direct to the source. The best rates, the best closing costs on reverse mortgages, traditional mortgages, first lines of credit like they're all in one loan, even seconds. Pay off the high credit card debt. Keep the middleman out of it. Call the direct lender at CMG. Call John Clace, 303-882-6679. They'll beat any deal out there. 303-882-6679.
Awesome.
Did you hear that, Mark?
What?
Mailbox is full, no message.
Can't even leave a message. Guy's a deadbeat.
Hell, he's gone, huh?
No answer, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What else has been going on, Chris? Anything cool?
Yeah, just business. It's good. Busy. Haven't done anything fun. Well, I guess we did.
What'd you do?
Went up to Ekalaka, Montana. My, it's,
Ecolactic.
it's southeast Montana.
How far from like the border, like Canada?
Oh,
Long ways.
Yeah, you're still pretty far because it's just north of Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
And east. My wife's family has a couple ranches out there.
Wow.
So we went to visit.
That sounds like it could be cool.
It's cool, but you know, it's family. Sometimes you're just like.
Oh yeah, and that's what we did over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was quick though.
Yeah. There's a lot of windshield time.
I love Montana, man.
Me too. And that part of Wyoming I like also. It would be northeast Wyoming. It's pretty green.
You know, I never thought I'd say I like Nebraska, but up towards South Dakota, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more South Dakota, but.
Yeah, it's, all in there is, it's good. It would hurt my feelings to be up there. I don't think my wife would live in a country like that.
You know, Suzanne would definitely move to Montana if it wasn't for the winter.
Yeah.
That Glacier National Park area up there is just gorgeous, but man, their winters are like, it makes us look a little silly here.
Yeah, for sure.
They get the snow, they get everything, but they don't get the 300 days of sunshine that melts it.
Yep. The days are short up there too. Anyway. How about you? Anything cool?
No, our kid just bought his first house in Nebraska, so that's where we were over the weekend, and we were in Georgia. We went and saw Coldplay in Vegas. That was a 3-dayer. That was pretty cool.
Was that good?
Yeah, I can go either way on Coldplay, but he really did. He did a good job, man. They brought a good show. I like some of the songs. And then you know who opened? Well, he had two openers. The first opener was Will Smith's kid. She was horrible, Jaden. Dude, I mean, like literally, she couldn't sing. I mean, I couldn't imagine why anybody would have her on tour.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like a political thing. I couldn't even tell you where he stands politically or anything. It's just like she could not sing. Chris Martin brought her and the second opener, or the main opener, up for one song. And you could just tell anytime she sung, she just isn't in key. I don't know if it was a bad day or she just sucks and her daddy bought the career. I mean, I don't know what happened. It was bad, though.
And who else opened?
I can't think of her. She's Palestinian, strangely enough, but there was no weird shenanigans there. But she's got one really good song she sings with Chris. I can't think of the name of the song, but I like it, actually. She was actually good. She had a good voice.
Nice.
I've never heard of her.
Okay.
But I know she's got a couple pretty popular songs out there.
So talented, just.
Oh, his name is Willow. Someone on, thanks, Savvy. Willow was the one singing. Jaden is his kid, I guess, the boy.
Okay.
Yeah, this was the girl for sure.
Oh, okay.
All right, here you go.
400.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. So, Cheryl wants to talk about Verizon. We were talking about cellular phones recently and how they're all taking kind of hits in quality lately with dropped calls and coverage areas and interferences. We've gotten more AT&T complaints than ever before. As far as Verizon, we get some Verizon calls. We used to get a lot of other calls on other carriers, but it's occasional. Sharon, what is your problem? Is it with the phone or the service?
Well, Tom, I'm not sure which it is. I applied for a Verizon phone. I got the phone. The young man told me what my monthly payment was going to be, which was supposed to be $65.
What did you have before Verizon, by the way?
T-Mobile, and I'd love to go back to them.
Okay, so you were told you would have $65 a month. We have found...
Yes, and it was...
We have found a lot of people, it used to be CenturyLink, then Verizon, they lie about these introductory rates, and I don't know why, but tell me what you got a Verizon phone expecting a $65 bill.
Yes. And I said, well, if it's a free phone, how am I paying for it? And he said, that's it, $65 a month. And I said, well, what about this? He told me we do not do any troubleshooting. T-Mobile, they do everything.
Okay, but what went wrong? You haven't told me what went wrong yet.
Oh, okay. What went wrong is I checked my bank account yesterday, and I was $450 in the hole. Verizon charged my account $1,100, and I think it was $51.
Well, is that for the phone?
Did I what?
Well, how are you paying for the phone? Maybe that was for the phone.
Yeah, why do they say they charged you that much, whether it was right or not?
I can't find out. I went to the manager yesterday, and he said, you'll have to call customer
Hey, let me
service.
interrupt real quick. When you said you went to the manager, where was this manager? Is it a Verizon store?
I went, yes.
What store is it?
Store. Well, it's the one you're familiar with Lakewood Commons?
No, but I'll look it up. I mean, it's a Verizon store.
What I don't understand
though,
is the
right?
bill itself should tell you what the money is for. What did the bill say?
They didn't give me a bill. The receipt didn't say anything. It just gave me my account numbers.
Okay, Cheryl, here's what I'm asking. You said you got a bill for how much?
$1,100, and I can tell you in a minute exactly. I think it was $1,151.
Okay, I don't care about the exact. $1,150 came on your bill. Your bill should print out what it's for.
Well, it wasn't on my bill. It just came through my account as a charge.
Well, I know. And okay, it came. What does it say? Charge? I mean, there has to be some delineation of what it is.
Tom, at 87, I don't understand all these things. Let me just say, on my bank account, when I checked it yesterday with Wells Fargo, it said $1,151.
No, you don't check your bank account. Here's what I'm asking. How do you get billed from Verizon? Is it by email or is it by paper? How do you get billed?
I canceled it. I'm now with Metro.
Okay.
And I tried.
I can't help you, Cheryl. I can't help you if you're already canceled. I mean, you may not have had the right to cancel. You may have done this improperly. What I want to know is this: I want anything that shows that 1,100. I don't mean a draw from your bank. Are you telling me they withdrew 1,150 from your bank without telling you what it was for? You got no bill, no invoice, nothing.
No. Nothing.
Okay.
Hey, Cheryl, real quick. Did you get a free phone when you hooked up with Verizon?
They told me it was free, but I said
when you canceled, here's what happened. When you canceled and went over to the other company, they billed you for the phone because in order to keep the free phone, you got to stay with them 24 months. They give you 24 months of credit to offset the price. So they charged you for the phone is what happened. And you probably agreed to that when you got your free phone.
Yeah, but did the $1,150 charge, Cheryl, we got to make this very simple. That $1,150 charge, did it come before you canceled?
No, it came after.
Okay. That's why you were charged. Mark hit it on the head. You were charged that because you didn't stay with him. Cheryl, listen, I understand you're 87. God love you. I understand you can't understand everything going on. It's not going to stop the fact that you violated the contract. And now you're going back wondering why they did it. Do you still have the phone or did you turn it back?
They won't take it. They said you have to send it back to customer service. And I said, how do I
They're not going to take it back,
service?
Cheryl. I'm reading here. When Verizon issues a free phone and you are given credit for it and you cut out early, they will not take the phone back. You are stuck with that phone. Now, you can sell it if you'd like and then pay off that bill. You can. What kind of iPhone is it? Is it an iPhone?
It's an Android Samsung.
An Android Samsung. Okay.
It's a smartphone.
Okay. And how you can try to sell it on eBay or sell it on Craigslist, not Craigslist, but Cheryl, you already broke the terms of the contract. They're charging you for the phone. Can that phone, did the Metro give you a new phone too?
Yes.
What kind of phone?
Let's have Suzanne reach out to the Angel and see if it's too late for her to send it back for at least some credit or a partial refund.
Why did you cancel, by the way?
Because I couldn't get anything accomplished when they gave me the customer care number. I called them. I called 611. They couldn't help.
So how long did you keep the service? Did you cancel after the first month?
Oh, before the first month, like after 2 weeks.
Yeah, you didn't give it a chance.
30 days.
Yeah, you didn't give it a chance. I'm so sorry.
So there's nothing I can do?
Probably not. I mean, we'll see if they'll make a special exception for you. But think about this. You signed a contract saying that you would get a new...
I did not sign a contract. I did not sign anything.
But you recorded over did they ask you questions over the phone?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't get a hold of anybody.
So in other words, Cheryl, without you mentioning it, they just sent you a phone out of the clear blue sky. You never called them. You never said you wanted to sign up. All of a sudden, one day, a phone showed up in your mail.
No, I went into Verizon to get a free phone.
Okay, when you went into Verizon to get this free phone, you signed nothing.
I signed for the $65 a month.
You signed for a free phone. Cheryl, you signed an agreement. On that agreement was your monthly payment and your commitment of 2 years.
I didn't get any of that. I got no paperwork from them.
Yeah, it's all digital.
Cheryl,
yeah, you signed it. Don't worry about it.
She's on hold break.
Honestly,
we got to take a break. We just got to.
Don't tell you about
Cheryl,
it.
my heart goes out to you, but you did sign something, okay? And if you didn't get a copy of it, it's because you didn't demand a copy. Here's what I want my fellow senior citizens to say, and I can say it, damn it. I'm 71, she's 87, okay? God love her, she's 87. Peter Boyles is 82, or 80, or whatever the hell he is. I got friends of all ages. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't use it as an excuse.
Impact Traffic.
Love that.
Sponsored by Alarm Detection Systems.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well other than construction work here and there. I-70 heading west of E470 westbound is backing up a little bit. That's all road work, as well as, of course, Highway 85 up into Brighton. There, Bromley Lane's been backed up for northbounders. Pena's running a little heavy coming out of the airport. 270's been jamming. The ramp coming off of eastbound 270 to eastbound 70 is backed up. It looks a little suspicious. We're checking for a possible problem there. I-25, as you're coming in and out of downtown, is a little sluggish also. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Alarm Detection Systems. Video business security with expert installation and 24/7 monitoring. Protect what matters. Serving Denver, Boulder County, Northern Colorado, the Eastern Plains, and Colorado Springs. Visit adsalarm.com.
Okay. Gravina's has windows, siding, and doors, and they've been around forever. 950 West Evans. You won't find another company in this business that's been around longer. Larry worked with his dad, then moved out to 950 West Evans and took his son in, Nick. It's a family tradition, and it's something that really time can only tell, and they've passed the test of time. So find the heritage and the products you need at Gravina's. Gravina's Windows, Siding, and Doors, 950 West Evans. It's easy to call. It's 303 Gravina, 303 Gravina.
Thank you.
We might
I
have
don't know
an
why the
angel
seller
over at
would cancel.
Verizon that can assist.
I know, I sound like a bastard to
So
her.
I just sent that over.
No, you're doing good. Did I not write discount bath on there? I didn't, did I?
No.
God damn it. Can I come to you in 15 seconds for a discount bath?
No, because he's in the studio. I'll just do it.
Oh, I can fill with something else.
Oh, no,
You're
I'll
good.
fill with something else. Give it to me. Just give it back to me.
Here you go now.
60 or 30.
That's REGEN60.com.
Okay, I started Wave 8th wealth management to give people an alternative to what's out there. Because frankly, 98% of what's out there are people who sell you things. They sell you things. That's their main goal. Okay. And they have to keep up quotas or they turn and churn stock for you. Listen, stocks are neither good or bad. Annuities are not good or bad. They are all good or bad, depending on when and how you buy them. We have direct advisors that work with each and every client, and I and my team oversee everyone. If you want truly a change, a game changer in the world of financial investment and money management, you want to call Wave 8 Wealth Management right now. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. I have my name on it, and I pledge to you my personal support along with my fantastic team. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357, wave8capital.com.
You're the best. Thank you.
I'll go to Chris coming out. I didn't realize he was there. I just saw the note.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Worse things have happened.
Are we going to give this to Suze
Well,
to
if
see?
it's contractual.
Yeah, I think she already did.
What's pretty crazy, think about it, you just don't show up.
Good morning.
You
Tom
don't
Martino
sign.
Show.
If you don't sign, it's over, but then you would have to hire an attorney, and the attorney would be able to go after whatever damage.
What's Mark talking about?
Sorry?
A seller canceling at closing.
Oh.
Well, you know what?
We're all trying to figure out, like, how they canceled at closing.
Well, you have a 3-day right to rescind on the funding, but not the house itself.
That they had in the contract.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, but we're talking about the seller, not the buyer.
Right.
Oh.
The buyer didn't.
I'm listening.
Can we get Brad O'Brien on?
We can. My guess is they just didn't show up or canceled. Now Mary's got to hire an attorney and force the contract.
Well, yeah, but there may not be specific performance. There just may be liquidated damages. Most contracts, Mark, in Colorado call for liquidated damages.
They can probably still force the sale, though.
That's specific performance. I don't think they can. That's what I want to ask Brad. You might be right.
Then what's the purpose of? I mean, then what would the purpose be of even having a contract?
Mark, I'm not arguing with you. What I'm saying is some of the cases are specifically liquidated damages and not specific performance. But I don't know that to be sure. That's why I want to ask.
The buyers never showed up.
Are you okay, sweetheart?
So
I'm here for another.
We don't know if that. Well, maybe Kelly does know if they didn't show up.
Okay, hold on.
Let's
Yeah,
get
if they
Brad
never
on.
showed up. That's what I was.
Call
then
Brad
you just
O'Brien,
gotta
Kelly,
hire
for
an
next
attorney.
hour.
I love you.
I want to take Mary and Brad O'Brien next hour.
Yeah, he's on.
Does he know he has to wait?
Yeah, you might tell him we'll call him back.
Yeah.
He's going to end up waiting
Can you
regardless.
wait, up until the next break? Okay, hang on. He's fine.
Yeah, sure. We're all fine. We can all wait. We're all good.
Kumbaya, my
I
Lord.
have the rest of my life.
Kumbaya.
Hopefully a few
Isn't that
hours.
one of the Beatles hits?
I don't think so.
It sounds like the Beatles.
That's funny.
Upbeat, energetic. Kumbaya, my Lord. Did
Tom,
you
you
know
gonna see Paul
Yoko
McCartney at
Ono
Coors
made
Field?
the Beatles? Without
Stand by.
Yoko, there.
Hotline and listen now.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Dick has a question on solicitation. I want to go to him. We're going to bring up Brad O'Brien at the in the next hour to address a very, very queer real estate problem, very odd, and we'll address that after the break. Right now, let's talk to Dick. Dick, what's going on with you?
Tom, thanks for taking my call. I received a solicitation from, well, it says DAV, Disabled American Veterans, on their letterhead, P.O. Box, Cincinnati, Ohio. Daniel Contreras.
Well, anyway, what is it about?
Commander. Solicitation. They want money for the disabled American vets.
Well, you want to know if it's true?
Yes.
Okay, I can tell you how to check that out in a second here. I don't want to run you out of time. but you're wise to check on this. There are a lot of scam charities out there. More on this coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255. Stick around for more and a real estate question you won't believe.
Thank you.
Hey, what call were they talking about on YouTube about the mom and daughter?
Oh, it's
Porn?
yeah, it's just crazy, man. It was a test drive that.
What?
Yeah,
Somebody ended up in jail?
Oh, lots of people ended up in jail. It's a good
What?
call.
Are we going to go back to that?
Yeah, if Joe Lazara comes on, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
No shit.
It never ended. Finally, I had to end it. It just never ended.
That's why people are asking about it. I also got a couple texts about it.
Oh, it was a good one, man. I drug it on. I spent a good half hour on it, but every time we thought we got to the problem, there was a twist in the events.
Well, the mom wouldn't let the daughter talk. That was the problem.
Oh, they were all fucked up.
What were the names on the call sheet here? What's the names on the database here? Oh, Dawn?
And I think Elizabeth was a daughter.
Issue with a son and daughter-in-law went to purchase a car, parked their car on 6th Avenue, and went into test drive.
None of that matters. There's no rationality to the call. They're crazy. They're drug addicts.
They were telling twisted stories.
They were definitely telling twisted stories.
Then they ran out of gas. Kids said they don't have the money. Ended up crashing the car. Oh my God.
It was a stolen car. They went to jail.
Oh my.
Then the real bad guy, according to them, broke into their house while they were in jail. But yet the woman actually got out, went home, saw him. He barricaded himself in the room, but the cops wouldn't do anything about it, according to her. And that's one section of the story. And then at one point, the whole reason they called was their van was impounded. At another point, they wanted help with an attorney because the husband's still in jail. Oh, and the guy that was doing the test drive was part of the Russian mafia. And even though he couldn't stop talking about his sexual escapades from when he was a child, his first time happened to be with another man. They all stopped to buy whiskey and beer while on the test drive at one point. That was a good part of it. One could find it hard to believe this actually happened, but...
I got to make a phone call. I'll be right back. Well, what I'm saying is, why can't they just, you can drill through sheet metal. Is it just a matter of exiting the gas line through the same hole as the vents?
I'm not so sure it's good to drill through a gas line, but maybe. Did you hear that too? If we hear a big explosion in the background, we know what happened. The jitterbug. We should all chip in and get Tom a jitterbug. The Jitterbug Smart 4. Simplified menu, large screen, big text, urgent response button. Yeah, the chaos call was pretty good too. I liked the chaos. I literally realized during that call that chaos basically does the same thing we do, just a little different. Agent of Chaos.
Sounds like a James Bond movie.
He called out Suzanne on his, I don't know if it was, it's not Twitter, what is it? TikTok. TikTok.
Who is this, a caller?
Yeah, that's King Rat, you're right. They had no money for... They were running out of gas after their 5-hour test drive, coming back from the casinos, and they couldn't have. And when the cops arrested the girl, she was about 3 blocks away holding the whiskey, drunk as a skunk. She tried to explain that she wasn't driving, nor was her husband. It was the other guy.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
All right, welcome to the show. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino, you've been ripped off for taking advantage of. It's simple as that. Over $300 million, cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds. We just jump in when we need to, and we're the best at it. Hey, Mary, I'm dying to hear this tale. I assume the seller, you were buying a house, and the closing date was coming, and you showed up at the table at the title company, and the seller didn't show up, or did they show up and cancel? What happened?
Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Tom, I was selling my mom's house. I'm the power of attorney on her house.
Got it.
And so I went with someone I seen advertised on local TV channels. And so it's Andrew, the home buyer.
Andrew, the home buyer, they probably show up and just write you a check for it, right?
No, that's a lie.
Well, that's what they advertise, right?
That's what they advertised. We started this. I called them up and met with them on May 15th, 2025.
I've seen his advertisements, by the way. We actually advertise for a company somewhat similar, but we've never had a complaint. It's the We Buy Ugly Homes people. But Mary, did you enter into an agreement with this Brad?
Yes, I entered into agreement on June 21st.
Do you have that paperwork?
Yes.
I would love to get a copy of that. Did you send it over?
Yeah, I might have to go somewhere because my fax isn't working.
Well, I want to get that.
I could take a photo. I have a photo on my phone.
If you can take a photo that we can zoom in, and here's why. I want to send it over to Brad O'Brien.
Yeah, you want to be part of this?
Yeah. You met with Brad, and you were going to sell it on a certain date?
I met with Ed. He was one of the local. I think
got it.
Andrew doesn't live in state.
How did they cancel, Mark? How did they actually cancel?
We're just getting there.
Okay, so what happened was closing date was yesterday.
Yes.
I'm getting ready to go down to their office, their Aurora office. I get a call from Fidelity National Title. They told me their computers are down. So I was like, okay. And so she said, can we do it at 3 o'clock? And I said, okay, can we do it? If your computers come up, can we do it any earlier? And she said, I'll give you a call. At 1:12, I get a call from Ed, who works for Andrew, saying that they're not going to go through with it because the homes in that area, the houses in Park Hill, the homes in that area are going for much less. And the finance company had talked to him and told him that the price, they can't buy the house at that price. It has to be lower.
Oh,
yeah, we've got to see. We have to see this contract.
They're saying it didn't meet appraisal, is what they're saying.
No. This is one of those.
Not appraisal.
This is like. Hold on, Mary. Hold on. Tom, this is more like We Buy Ugly Homes. It's another company like that. They offered her cash. She signed a contract, and basically they canceled. I'm assuming in that agreement somewhere they can do that. But until we look at the agreement, I don't know. It's not a standard
What did Brad
deal,
O'Brien say?
He's here right now. Brad, I mean, without looking at the contract, I'm not sure what you could say. But if you dealt with these kind of companies that just, buy homes like this?
Yeah, these investors they don't use the standard Colorado real estate contract form. They use their own very short, maybe 2-page contract form, and they're typically not very generous for the seller at all. So they're usually silent on remedies that the seller might have if the buyer doesn't go through with the sale. And I'd like to ask her right now, did she get an earnest money deposit?
Yeah, it's like $1,000, and I wouldn't go pick it up yesterday.
Oh, that's not much. Okay.
So
it's $1,000. They wanted me to sign this paper saying that the seller and the buyer agreed, and I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a release. They just want you to release. They want to release your escrow money, and you both have to agree. Otherwise, it goes into escrow, and then you got to do an interpleader and have the courts decide. It's bull. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm asking. Okay. Brad O'Brien. Brad, let's just say there is no clause in there about it must meet appraisal or it must meet a certain value. Let's just say in Colorado in general, can you use on a residential contract, can you sue for specific performance?
Okay. If you use a standard Colorado real estate contract form, there is a box to check for specific performance, and that is usually in favor of the seller, that box. The buyer always has specific performance rights. So I'm guessing this investor contract form doesn't have that. So I suppose so long as this investor contract form didn't exclude that somehow.
So she could sue for specific performance to make a seller sell if the seller made an offer. Excuse me, to make the seller. I'm sorry, that's her problem then. If what I'm saying is, can you use specific performance on a buyer?
Can the seller use it against a buyer?
Yes.
In theory, yes, but specific performance is an equitable remedy, and equitable remedies are only a backup to cash remedy. So if there's a cash remedy, like suing for damages, for example, then a court may not let you do specific performance.
Okay. And most real estate contracts, I thought, limit everything to liquidated damages in Colorado?
Yeah, the standard contract form says the seller's only remedy for a buyer default is to take the earnest money. So sellers really need to get a large earnest money deposit.
And then, okay, that's
all.
for the seller. And what is the buyer's remedy if the seller balks?
The buyer has all the remedies. They can sue for specific performance. They can sue for damages caused by.
So she could, if that contract did not exclude it, she can sue for that.
Under general contract law.
This contract's not going to be anything like that, though.
You think it's going to have his ass covered, Mark?
Oh, big time. I mean, it's going to be like We Buy Ugly Homes. They can back out the day of, for that matter. All right.
Let's we got to take this break. Or actually, we're still a little behind. I just wanted to ask. So are we getting a copy of this contract right now, Mary?
Where am I sending it to, Tom?
All right, we're going to put you on hold and get that to you. All right, so let's do this. Okay. We and by the way, we have discountbath.com in the house. I want to welcome Chris. Chris, welcome, discountbath.com. Somebody had a question about video and how they, with their how do they send video to you, and how much does that count, and what do you want to see on a video? These are all good questions, and I saved them up for you. They came in when I did your commercial, and I say, just get an upload link and send a vid. People want to know, well, how can they do pricing with a video? What do you want to see in the video? So we'll go over that and more coming up. Discountbath.com in the house. Right after this, more show.
Maybe.
Why? What's
Facing
going on?
A job loss?
You're struggling. 10 away, do Vestera, and then Dummy's got regen, right?
Or retirement,
yeah,
can help.
Or I can do neuropathy. I can do both.
Don't do it.
20488.
If he wants to do weight, he can do weight. Hey, you know what we have coming up July 19th? We have a seminar on buying homes and being a landlord. Now, you may have thought being a landlord is a big hassle, and you would be right. You may think it's not a good investment, and you would be right if you're talking about Denver and other states or other cities like Denver. Now, here's the deal. What Vestera Turnkey does is identify the hottest markets. It helps you buy the house, helps you manage the house, helps you sell the house. They're your nanny through the whole process. You can be a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles. And here's what I want to tell you. July 19th, we're going to spill it all. We will have a 1 hour and 10-minute discussion. You can ask any questions you want. To sign up, go to mybiggestreturn.com. That's mybiggestreturn.com.
Thank you.
Denver Regen, I got to tell you something great about these guys. You can lose weight fast. It's like cheating. I'm over 40 pounds. And
you have a long time if you need to go poo or something.
How much time?
Food.
Like 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
You're very comfortable, like you always are, after you eat. But you're not eating. It's incredible. In fact, you'll have to remind yourself for nutrients sometimes, like it or not. It works so, and it's less than $300 a month with Denver Regen. Get on your own journey and start now. DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com. Right now? Yep.
Oh, no, not you. Him. All right. Thanks, Tom. How are you holding up?
Why am I sounding weak?
No, not weak.
Confused?
A little, but that's fine. Your advanced age is we know.
And I also have my sack on today.
Oh.
So that means every 6 seconds I'm being injected with poison.
Oh man, who took my job? What is this thing that took the job, my dream job of injecting you with poison?
Are we getting a copy of that contract, by the way?
Maybe. Hold, please.
Hey, Shannon, did you ever think of getting a side job as an executioner?
Doc. Hey, if you're going to buy an entire cart of groceries, you're going to go to Walmart or you're going to go to 7-Eleven and pay 500 times more. Here's the bottom line. It's the same with loans.
Kelly's
You
trying
want
to
the
explain how
best
to get
price
the
on a
email to
loan,
us.
you go to CMG. They are the bank. They are the lender. No middleman marking up the rate. These guys have the best rates on reverse mortgages, traditional mortgages, the all-in-one loan, lines of credit, refis, the best. Over $2 billion lent every month. Call John Clace, 303-882-6679. Save
Imagine
money,
she still has a mom.
303-882-6679. All right, Doc, we
There
had
was
that
kind
one
of a
out of order.
surprise CMG
I wasn't on
in
the
there.
air.
No, I know
You
you
took care
weren't.
of
I
it.
had to do a spot, though.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all good.
Kelly's over here yelling, trying to explain how email works to poor Mary.
She should be able to text it.
But
She
she's
doesn't know how to
87.
take-
She's
she doesn't know how
87.
to take. Neither one of them
Well, I
know
don't
how to
think this
take
one's
screenshots.
87.
She needs a jitterbug.
Oh my
Which is
gosh!
certainly
Is it-
possible.
what kind of
'cause
phone
she's
is it?
dealing with her mom's house, right, Tom?
It's a flip
Yeah.
phone.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea how to take a screenshot with a flip
Well,
phone
I don't
either.
think we've asked Mary how old she is. Do we know?
No, he's thinking of the other lady.
Yep. He's not confused at all. He's good.
Oh,
The
shut up.
jitterbug.
What?
They're trying to do it from their computer right now, but
Tell him to get a camera
Yeah.
and take a picture of the phone, run down to Walgreens, have Walgreens print it out, then they can fax it right from Walgreens. Problem solved.
Anytime a West African asks me to send them a picture of a gift card, unfortunately, the photo always seems to include my genitalia.
Nice.
oh my god, that was painful.
Send it to me quick. Did you say send you my dick? Okay, here you go.
The jitterbug. You put the boom boom into the
All right,
house.
Mary and Will, how we doing on forwarding that email?
I like
All
that
right, let
guy.
me
What's
see.
his name?
Hasn't come through yet.
He's a little little.
Okay, I'm having complications, guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to stop
Yep,
probably in a little while.
I've got it.
All right.
Well,
We
no, I
wish you
don't
the
have
best.
it yet.
You're always in our thoughts and prayers, Tom. You know that.
Yeah.
Well, let's not go overboard.
Mark, I might have to. I'm having some issues. I can't. I'm. Never mind.
We'll should we let you go now? We're coming
Well,
back.
I
in
want to
15.
come back in a little, but I might just fade out.
All right.
I'll put it on full. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, take care of yourself. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Ha! You have everything. Shut up. Hang on. Here we come.
At Indeed.com/credit.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we're trying to get a copy of that real estate deal to see, basically, if they can cancel the way they did, if she's due any damages. Right. I want to go back to Chris now from 2 weeks ago. I think we just didn't have much to say about this. These contracts with cell phones are very difficult to deal with without having the contracts in front of us. But Chris and Tracy said Verizon is not crediting them for 4 trade-ins. They traded in 4 phones and were supposed to get an amount of money for each phone, but they only got money for 2 phones. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And where does it stand today? What's the follow-up?
They've created a case. They said they've received them, but I just cannot get them to credit them. They just
But
won't
you
move
did
to
get
that.
you did get 2 of the 4 credits?
Yes.
And how many lines? Usually you get 1 credit per line. Were you taking out 4 new lines or just 2 lines?
They were trade-in on existing lines.
How many existing
you
lines?
traded in your old
How many
phone.
existing lines? So okay. So you had a phone for each line. You were trading in each phone for each line credit, and you got 2 credits and not the other 2. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. You should be getting all 4. Who did we have call over there, or did we have you call yourself?
No, you recommended we call. We have a case ID.
We need to
but
call
nothing
over there.
within
If you have a case ID right now, Mark, did you say that Suze does have someone at Verizon that listens?
I think so.
Let's do that. let's give Suze the case that letter you got, or not the letter, but the case ID, and have someone look into it. You should be. I mean, this is as plain as day. You traded in 4 phones on 4 lines and only got 2 credits. Are they saying the other 2 phones were defective or anything?
No. They've said they've received them. They just haven't credited them.
Well, okay, wait a minute. If you're on the phone with them and they say we received them but didn't credit them, would your next question be why?
That's handled by another department. I've heard everything. It's handled by another department.
God.
Here's the case ID. Somebody will follow up with you. Nobody ever does. I just emailed 10 minutes ago this guy named Carter when I heard your story, the business rep, and he says he's moved on to another position. Contact this other email address and they can work with you. And it's just kicking the can down the road for months.
All right, we're going to have Suze intervene with her angel. Hey, Kachina, could you ask Suze to do that for us, please? Okay, so now on Discount Bath, let's talk about the videos. When you say, hey, all you have to do is take some vid of the bathroom alterations you want, or the rough-in area in the basement where you want a bathroom, or where you want to move things. How formal, informal? That is a fair question. What do? I take my smartphone. Give me an example, Chris, at discountbath.com. If you were walking through the process, give me the process.
Yeah, so you turn on your phone, a video, and just kind of film the bathroom. Here's the vanity we want to replace. We want new tile floor. Here's the bathtub area. We want to turn that into a shower. We want one shelf. We want a niche, and
And what if we want to move the toilet? Can we say we want to move the toilet?
You can say that, but we don't want to do it.
Okay, most of the time toilets can't be moved. Is that right?
Yeah, most of the time that's correct.
Okay, but the sinks can be moved.
Yeah, usually. Sometimes. The layout matters. And as far as the video, it's more of a like-for-like kind of thing. If we're moving walls or making a bigger shower, we're really going to want to come take a look at that and see.
But if you do like-for-like, and like-for-like means if there's a shower tub, you can replace that with just a walk-in shower.
Yes, correct. Yeah, and most of the time we know the dimensions from the video and we can get you a price. There's a little caveat to that. The company that we were using on our website to film the video, we parted ways with them. We were having some trouble. So we're in the process of replacing that. But you could text or email us a video just as easily right now.
Okay, and is that obvious on the site when they go there?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they text or email you a video, you'll take a look at it. How long do you want the vids?
Whatever they're comfortable with. Most of the time when we get a video, it's, I don't know,
like a minute or 2?
Minute or less. Yeah.
Okay. Because all you have to do is give you guys a general idea, and you pretty much have that pricing pretty down, don't you?
We do. And we give upfront pricing like we talk about on air. And so if we run into mold or rot or whatever, it's just part of the project. We don't add anything on to that. We just take care of it.
Okay. All right. In any case, the place to go is discountbath.com. Someone else wants to know, is there a square foot price you can put to a project if they wanted to just do some calculating, or does it have to do like is there a square foot price on low to high on bathrooms?
Not really. It's just such a loaded way of doing it. So that's sort of,
because it depends on what you put in those square feet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, here's another one that's funny, and it's a true inquiry. This person one time heard of a toilet that's called a stink-free toilet. Somehow it has venting in the tank that sucks out from the bowl into the tank and out through a plumbing vent. I have no idea what they're talking about. Have you ever heard of it?
New one on me too.
Stink-free toilet. I'm gonna Google it. I never did.
Yeah.
Anyway, what about upgrades to toilets, bidets, and all of that stuff? Can you do all that stuff?
Yeah, we sure can. And since COVID, we get more requests for that than we used to.
Okay, and a smart toilet. Now, why someone needs a smart toilet? I swear to God, I have no idea what is a smart toilet. I mean, what is a smart toilet? Come on. It says toilet, bidet, toilet pump assisted, blackout flush, whatever that means, heated seat, dual auto flush. I mean, you may as well marry it. I mean, what is this? Have you heard of smart toilets, Chris?
Yeah, I've heard of them. I don't know that we've ever put one in, but they exist.
Here are some of the features. When you walk up to it, the top opens. When you walk away from it, the top closes. That's one of the features of a smart one.
Yeah, there's lights, there's music.
You got to really love your toilet to do that. My God. Really?
Yep.
No, but there are a lot. If you look up smart toilets, you'll be shocked. They hook to your cell phone. What, do you need an app now for your damn toilet?
At the trade shows, we saw, I can't remember, $6,000 or $8,000 toilet from Kohler. Did all that.
Okay, this one guy said, no names, Shannon, no names. He gets up to pee a lot during the night. This is a serious part of the question. Do they still make those toilets with two different kinds of flushes?
I think they're still around, but most folks don't use those. They had a lot of issues. So, the low flow toilet with one flush is what most people put in nowadays.
One flush. They had one where you can press one button or one lever for pee and one lever for poo.
Yeah, we don't see much of that anymore.
Okay. As far as smart toilets, we went over that, but I just can't believe how many there are. And then what about soft close seats? Are they a lot extra, or are they mostly like that now?
Most of them are soft close, and it's not an expensive upgrade. We just throw it in, but other people might charge for it, but we don't. It's just soft close.
All right. More coming up. I'm Tom Martino. If you want to talk, I was just going to say, if you want to talk, crap, that's what we're doing. And it's a joke, folks. Laugh, okay? But really and truly, what I want to do is talk about the cost of various tiles and shapes and sizes, and what's some sheet material you might have available. Plus, anything you want to call about, folks, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466.
Yep.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
From the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by YRefi.com.
Yeah, we've had some crashes out on the highways. We're working one accident, in fact, eastbound 70 at Peoria, which was in the center lane. They've got everything to the shoulder, but it's backed up all the way to Quebec. It's real solid through there. Down out of Highlands Ranch on a crash. Also, eastbound C470 at University, left 2 lanes blocked, and that's jammed back for about a mile or so. And we're just getting word on an accident on the Boulder Turnpike. It's going to be eastbound east of Church Ranch, left lane there. I'm not seeing a big backup. A little heavy through the area. Just watch for that. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Is private student loan debt ruining your life? It doesn't have to. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they don't care what your credit score is. Just go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com.
Information is a valuable commodity, and that's the first thing. Okay, if you're hurt, you need some medical care, but the first thing people want when they get into a car accident is information. Like, can I get something out of this? And I don't mean to be selfish, but I mean, if they're injured, they want to know where to get help. They want to know where to get help for all parts of this accident. So as soon as you have an injury accident, or you think it's an injury accident and you need help, call John Fuller. He'll talk to you directly before you hire him, before you sign up for anything, with no obligation. Not many attorneys do that. Yeah, they'll talk to you, but usually you have to sign up first. Not with John Fuller. 303-597-4500. Call him, 303-597-4500.
Fabulous, thank you. Hey, I saved a lot of money on the bidet. I just ran a garden hose in through the window.
Oh, wait, this thing, good. Man, this thing, Mark, you need to take the lead on this, Dawn and Elizabeth, and rehash it, because I don't know shit, and
they're drug addicts.
I know, but I want you to recap it and just go over the basics of what happened, if you even know. Or should we do it from the start?
You can do it from the start.
Okay. For some reason, my hands are fucking going numb. God damn it.
Kind of like that once in a while. I call it the stranger.
Oh, you're such an asshole. God almighty.
F off. Fuck you. Good morning, Troubleshooter Show. Would you like to talk to Tom and the gang? Fabulous. Unfortunately, I got to hand you over to Kelly. She'll grab your name. I'm the doofus running the audio, so I'm no help. Hang on, brother. Hang on. Now what?
What you got cooking?
Mark, did you hear about the Austin fire chief?
Are they?
Special order meatballs from Belfiore Italian Deli. So they called me to let me know.
What?
Did you hear the Austin fire chief that refused to send swift water rescue to Kern? Is it Kernville? No, Kern. Yeah, Kernville.
Why?
Because he was worried about budget cuts that he wouldn't be able to cover, so he did not send his people down to help.
That's insane, man. Does he still have a job?
They're working on taking that away.
Are we talking about the floods?
That's crazy, man.
The Austin fire chief refused to send help.
Holy
That's just
shit.
crazy.
Now he's in a lot of trouble.
Well, Austin's a big liberal pocket out there.
It is? Austin is?
Super. As a matter of fact, I've spent
big time
a couple of months in San Francisco over the years doing football games, all sorts of stuff. I have never seen as many gay people in San Fran as I have in Austin. I'm not kidding. Good morning, Trouble.
Not that that matters.
Tom and the gang. Troubleshooter Show, radio show with Tom Martino. Oh, ding dang it. Well, let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Don't run off. Okay, good luck with that, Kelly.
What'd they say?
I don't know how to get help with it.
That could be from our ad, though, man.
Oh, you're definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel, and we love it.
On purpose.
Yep. Mark, talk to Tom.
Yeah, Mark.
I have an idea, so I don't have to stick around to turn everything off. Here's what I'm thinking. If at noon during that 6-minute break, if I get off right away, can you start a new feed with the laptop?
Yeah, or not. It doesn't matter.
Well, I don't want to leave him hanging. But if I get off at noon and shut everything down, that'll leave that laptop Access 5 open for you to connect to, and then your camera, everything would pick right
we'll
up.
Figure it out. Don't worry about it, man. You can kill it. You don't need to stick around 2 hours. That's silly.
Okay.
Well, because can't we shut everything down from here? I can hang up Access 5 when I get back in to do Ryan at 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's not the big deal. It's not a big deal, folks.
And besides, we're providing a fair amount of entertainment to the handful of people watching.
Exactly.
Pretty confident in that.
Forget about the 50,000 on podcasts. Let's concentrate on the...
Doing great. I'm very proud. Hang on.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, so guess what I found out? I'm going to bring up my expert, but there are tons of ways to eliminate odors from toilets. I know you're going to be weighted with bated breath on that one. Dawn and Elizabeth from yesterday called. It's so complicated. We want to start from the beginning. And Dawn and Elizabeth, we want the very, very basics. We want you to tell the story from the beginning with very basic information. It all started out when you went shopping for a car. Is that what happened?
Yeah. My son and Elizabeth met this guy. He was selling a car, and he had told him he had 2 more Denali up in Cripple Creek. So they went with this guy. They met him at Wendy's, parked their van at Wendy's, went in the car with him, and when he took him on a ride to Cripple Creek, and it was like a crazy.
And who did he take on the ride?
My son and Elizabeth.
So a guy selling a car took them for a test ride.
Yes.
And Elizabeth is your son's girlfriend?
Yeah, it's going to be my son's wife. Going to be my daughter-in-law. Yeah.
Okay, so a guy took Elizabeth and her boyfriend for a ride, and what happened?
Yes, and he said he had 2 more Denali up in Cripple Creek, which by the time they got to Cripple Creek, there was no Denali, no nothing. Okay, and this guy was talking crazy mad, like sex stories. And
okay,
stories.
So this guy was a weirdo. So this weirdo took them. He took them for a long ride. Did he bring them back? What happened?
Yes. Okay. So, he brought them back, and they were drinking. They were drinking, but they weren't driving. But they were drinking because the alcohol was in the vehicle already.
What is your son's name?
James Wales. James Patrick Wales.
I don't need to know all that. You want to give me a social security number? Listen, here's what. Okay, so James and Elizabeth were drinking. Were they drunk?
My son was intoxicated.
Okay.
Yes, Elizabeth was not.
Well, who knows? If she had more than 2 drinks, she was intoxicated, or 3. So let's just say that legally, Elizabeth and James were intoxicated, and they went for a long test ride.
Right.
And then what?
Yeah. And then
But they weren't drive. They never drove the car.
No. The guy said he couldn't let them drive because he was the I don't know, some kind of perfect driver or something. I don't know.
Got it.
Anyway, he would not let them drive, but he told them all kinds of crazy stories. And by the time they got back down, they were both like, "Whoa, let's get out of this car." Da 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 da.
Okay.
And he said, "Look, I ain't got no gas. I need $20 for gas." They said, "Well, we ain't got the money. We ain't got the $20. We can go over to my mom's," which was me. My son said, "We'll go to my mom's. We'll get the money from her." And he got pissed and accelerated the car like massively, hit these 2 dips in the road. They're big old dips that you have to slow down for, but they were kind of deep. And he ran in. He like got out of control on the dips, ran over the mailbox, ran into the tree, and hit a parked
Okay,
truck, I guess.
Got it. Then what? Then what?
And then they all got out of the vehicle, and Elizabeth was, I guess, bleeding really bad, and she like went the other direction, and she was like, I guess wanting to beat the guy up. I don't know, but
wait. Did your son James beat the guy up?
He did not. He realized that Elizabeth went off, wandering off, and he went after Elizabeth, and then that's when they got arrested. Okay.
Why did they get arrested?
Because they said my son was driving, and they said that my son stole this from this man.
I understand, but wasn't the guy with them? How could he say they stole the car?
And he got to walk off. What is going on with that? He walked away. And they went to the hospital.
Wait a minute. Jail. Who walked away? This guy selling the car walked away after the accident?
Yes. Did not. The cops didn't give him.
Wait a minute.
Nothing.
Wait a minute. The car was wrecked and immobile.
Yep.
James, Elizabeth, and the driver took off.
Yes.
Then why was the driver also arrested?
No, he was not.
Why were only was he charged with anything?
Nothing.
Who called the police?
I'm sure the people, whoever they landed in their yard. I don't know.
Okay, what were they charged with, James and Elizabeth?
Okay, so Elizabeth was charged with leaving the scene of an accident, and She was.
What do you
maybe a
mean
half a
leaving the
block
scene of
away.
an accident? She was walking.
Yeah. Walking. Yeah, she was maybe a half a block away.
Hey,
You know,
Joe
and she was
Lazara is a
bleeding.
criminal defense attorney. Joe, if she was a passenger in a car, can you be charged with leaving the scene of an accident?
I've never heard of that. The only thing I've heard is the driver is obligated to remain at the scene and exchange information.
What was James charged with?
He was charged with stealing a automobile, stolen automobile, leaving the scene of an accident, open container.
Wait. You left that
and-
out. What open container?
Yeah, there was open because they were drinking. There was an open container, so they both got charged with open container, and Elizabeth got charged with having a financial device that was not hers, but it was my son.
What was the financial device?
His credit card. It was my son's credit card.
Oh my God! So where does it stand now?
So then this is what happened is they got taken to the hospital.
Why?
And then
Were they
got
injured?
Taken to jail. Elizabeth, she's got a concussion. She's got 2 black eyes.
Well, meanwhile, what did they do with the car? Who's the owner of that car?
I don't know. It was stolen.
It was stolen.
He was supposed to be the owner, but it was a stolen vehicle.
Okay, did they ever find the other guy?
I don't know. Because
Well, what do you mean you don't know? Dawn, either you know or you don't. Did they arrest the other guy?
Not at that time. No, they did not.
I'm not talking about at that time. Did they ever in the history of the universe arrest that guy?
Yes, they arrested him when he was up at their home in Blackhawk, robbing it with another stolen vehicle while they're sitting in jail.
What were they? Okay, so he had a key to their house.
He went to the van where they had parked the van where they met him. They parked the van. He totally destroyed their van, tried to steal it, couldn't steal it, so he stole everything in it, including the battery from the motor and the extra battery, and then proceeded to get the registration, found out their address, where they lived, went to their home and robbed their home. And her mother, thank God, was driving by and said, Elizabeth, you have some girl in your garage on the Enduro. And she said, no, I don't, because he's got longer hair. So she thought he was a
So
girl.
he was arrested for robbing from Elizabeth and James.
No, he was arrested for a stolen vehicle. They will not let Elizabeth press charges on this guy for trespassing, burglarizing, and going into her home.
Why wouldn't they arrest him for doing that?
Gilpin County told her at first, said, because your house wasn't locked. Baloney. You don't have to have your house locked.
So the seller was, what was the actual charge brought against that seller then?
Against that seller? Only auto theft.
Only auto.
A stolen vehicle.
Okay.
That was
Hey, Joe. Okay. So right now, do you have a defense attorney for Elizabeth and James?
No. I called and they want like a $20,000 retainer for my son. And
Does your son have a long record?
He does have a record.
What kind of a record?
And don't get me wrong. My son is far from perfect, but he has done his time for what he has done. You know what I mean?
Well, tell me about his record, though.
Okay. He has, oh my God, he had 2 DUIs when he was 16 years old.
I don't care about the details. I want to know the charges only. What were they?
Oh God, what was, he went to prison for, crashing a vehicle, God dang it, in the mountains. He crashed into it, and he went,
Wait, he was arrested for DUIs. He was also arrested for what? Crack in a vehicle?
Crashing it.
Oh, crashing a vehicle. Okay.
Yeah, wrecking into the mountain And his girlfriend had gotten hurt, and he got hurt. I mean,
did he leave the scene that time too?
No, he could not. His neck was broke. His back was broke. He had every rib was broke.
You know, according to the Daily Camera, though, we're talking reckless driving causing serious bodily injury, vehicular assault, DUI causing serious bodily injury, DUI per se, and speeding more than 40 miles over the speed limit. Also facing 4 counts of violating a protection order, as investigators said Wales had restraining orders prohibiting him from being in contact with his passenger and drinking alcohol.
Do they believe, let me ask you this, do they believe that he was not driving the vehicle, or do they think he was driving?
No, they think he was. And but the detective called Elizabeth, and she said that he wasn't. And they haven't formally charged him. I guess Tuesday is when they're going to
Is he in jail?
Yeah, on a $10,000 cash-only bond. And they let this guy out of jail up here in Gilpin on a PR bond. And he told them, I left my wallet in her house. He straight admitted. He wrote notes. There was like 5 or 6 notes.
Okay, let me real quick. We only have a minute. Joe Lazzara, honest to God, is there any hope for these people? They're not. What do they do? I mean, they will probably get a public defender, right?
Yeah, that's probably the route they'll end up going. One of them, if they're both indigent, they cannot afford a private attorney. One gets a public defender, they'll appoint alternative defense counsel for the other one. And, yeah, I mean, they got a lot of things that the investigators need to look at and investigate. I mean, this is one crazy case.
It sounds to me like, though, to be honest with you.
You said that, man.
I don't think with his record and with the credibility issues, I don't think he's getting out of this.
It would require, I mean, there's a lot of
it would require a miracle and a blind judge.
Hey, Joe, if they could find the ad that they responded to, wouldn't that at least get him off the stolen vehicle? If he sees an ad that says, you know, Cadillac blah 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 for sale, and the guy was the one who was selling, wouldn't that obviate his stolen vehicle charge?
The DA or the judge would have to acknowledge then these people met up with someone that didn't have the actual car they wanted to buy and took a 5-hour trip while getting with them.
We got to take a break.
Go ahead, Joe.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve.
Yeah, we've had some crashes out on the highways. We're working one accident, in fact, eastbound 70 at Peoria, which was in the center lane. They've got everything to the shoulder, but it's backed up all the way to Quebec. It's real solid through there. Down out of Highlands Ranch on a crash. Also, eastbound C470 at University, left 2 lanes blocked, and that's jammed back for about a mile or so. And we're just getting word on an accident on the Boulder Turnpike. It's going to be eastbound east of Church Ranch, left lane there. I'm not seeing a big backup. A little heavy through the area. Just watch for that. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
You know, Gravina's has a long-standing tradition with their family being in the window siding and doors business, and it's a heritage only other companies dream about. They've been in business more than 65 years. Larry started with his dad, then he moved to South 950 West Evans, brought his son Nick in, and they have 50 lines of windows, not one, like most of them. Or 2. They have 50 lines to surely find you the best one for your rental, fix and flip, or dream home. They also have windows and siding and doors of all kinds. Gravina's 303 Gravina 303 Gravina, or Gravina is Gravina.com. That is Gravinas.com. Jesus Christ.
Mark, and after
thank you.
Into a car
we're going to switch over at the top of the hour.
3 hours to Cripple Creek.
Yep.
They get there is no cars. Then they drive back and they're getting drunk the whole
We
way.
should make the best of there being no cars. Let's get some booze with it.
5 hours.
It's just absurdity.
Hey, somebody wants to know if you guys install urinals. Why don't you address that?
I think I parsed through this story a little different than you yesterday, though.
What do you mean, parse through it? I didn't do anything. All I did was ask questions.
What's that?
I mean, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I just had her tell us.
It never ends. It never ends. You missed a lot of it where did they even talk about breaking into their van and stealing everything out of the van?
Yeah.
And then the van got towed and they can't get it?
Right.
And Tom, sorry I had you down. Chris didn't hear you ask about urinals.
Oh.
We have a text, Mark. When you come back after the hour, they want to know about urinals. If people are doing them, can you do them in a home? Are they expensive?
Hey,
have a crazy
are we
person
out of
on line
time? Are
3.
we done?
We have another crazy?
Yes, line 3.
Good. I'm going to take that crazy coming out. Dawn and Elizabeth, really?
I don't think there's anything taken out. How much time do we have, Shannon?
Oh, next to none. But any bathroom that has a sink has a urinal.
That's true.
My God. Why?
Or any yard that's got a front yard.
And besides, you can pee while washing your hands. You're saving time.
For the first time in my life, I considered going in the woods and not just peeing.
Now that
It's got to be a little weird getting
Where
out of
was
a
this?
G-Wagon and pooping.
I was on my way. We were on I-70 coming home from the mountains.
Oh, horrible traffic, 4th of July.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was just one strip, so I held out long enough where it cleared up.
You're talking about one strip of poop, or you mean, traffic?
I literally was thinking, okay, I'll go over there. I'll squat behind a tree somewhere. I never did that in my life, by the way. Never.
Westward
Well,
would
you're
have paid
not
big
too far
money for
away
that
from
picture.
diapers. Is that Kelly's next job is changing Tom?
And by the way they do road construction in the mountains is they do metering of traffic and then select the busiest parts of the day to do it. They they have a schedule where they do it on the busiest parts of the day only.
All by design.
And then they shut down a lane they're not even working on for most of the way. It's unbelievable.
And I truly believe that Rose may be on something. So just
Oh, good. That's the kind I want, right? Going into a break for Mark.
All right, here you go.
Let's go right to
Radio
her.
app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Hey, Rose. Your turn. What's going on, Rose?
Yes.
What's going on, Rose?
So I obviously was branded as a criminal, kidnapping my daughter, due to a decision I had allegedly made for the safety of both her and I, to the best that I could, to ensure that there would be a comfort of knowing that I would be okay with my daughter until her custodial, I don't know.
Okay, what I'm hearing is this. You kidnapped your daughter. Does that mean that the father had custody?
No.
Well,
we were both undergoing social services issues because I had failed a UA that I had a prescription for, and I had told her I was going to fail for, and she took it upon herself to continue to open the case.
Okay. How did you end up? Here's a more important question. How did you end up in the system to begin with?
That's when how I ended up in the system to begin with was because I was harassed by the Arapahoe County sheriff. Or no, it was actually Greenwood Village. I was waiting for her father at his workplace when he was working at the hotels to come out for lunch, and so that we could get a room. That way I could, watch the baby while he could work.
Okay.
Because I
but
couldn't
how did
watch
that turn
her
in?
at his
How did
mother's
that
house.
turn in, Rose? Meeting your husband at work or your boyfriend at work and getting a room does not get people arrested. What got you into trouble? Hold on. We'll have to come back to this, Mark. Oh, you're going to love it. I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK. Give us a call. We also have Chris with us from discountbath.com to tell us about baths. Somebody wants to know about urinals. And by the way, I did research. There are stink-free toilets, really, mechanical.
All right, live it up.
All right. I think